Hello, everyone,
Hello.
as I do a slowed fade of that very intense superhero music. Welcome to Dragon Wheels, where we play TTRPGs with people who have sometimes been described as friends. Um, I'm joined by Nonny and two men as we play a game this week called Mutants and Masterminds, which is my favourite, nay, only superhero role playing game I've ever played with pens and paper, but in this case, digital dice. My name's James. I run the stream and sometimes run the games. Welcome if you are one of the one people joining us. I think that one person might be Nonny. Welcome, Nonny. If you're watching this in catch up, hi to you too. You can't comment on what's going on, but you know, send us some private messages if you like it. If you don't, fuck you. Oh.
Really?
No, you've already got one comment saying happy to be. It's from Nonny. Do you guys want to? Should we go around and introduce ourselves and say who you are, and if you have anything you want to promote, you can. Although I don't think any of you do anything interesting apart from Nonny. Nonny, you start.
Oh, sorry, give me a second.
I did see you just had a sweet, and I realise now the mistake that I made in coming to you first. But I'm sticking with it.
Hello, I'm Nonny. I am a spooky nerd in Edinburgh. I'm a theatre maker. I'm not really making any at the moment because this crazy thing happened about a year ago and theatre is still currently cancelled. But if you like horror theatre and you like comedy and spooky shit, then you can follow me on Twitter at NonnyPlod. And you'll get updates and stuff there. You'll also get me being sad and occasionally photographs of my cat, who is very cute and is yelling.
Okay,
anyway, that's
good.
me. I'm done.
Lovely. It's a nice trade-off of sad stuff, but cats. So I do recommend following Nonny. It's great. Tim, Glenn, if the better looking of the two of you could go next, that'd be great.
Yeah, don't worry, I got this. So I'm Glenn.
I didn't even try.
You knew when you were
I work with him. I know better.
Yeah. You're a man of senior years, Tim. You could never hope to compete with a man of youth and virility such as myself. I couldn't even keep a straight face while saying that.
That just makes it sound like you're nursing a semi at all times.
Anyway, I am Glenn. I don't have anything specific to push other than just my life. Check it out. It's great. On to you, Tim.
Hello. My name's Tim. James and I go way back. These two, Nonny and Glenn, have just had the story of how we met, which is a fun one, which will appear on a future stream at some point, I'm sure. I have nothing specific to promote except for the fact that I spent last week moving my mum into what we have decided to call, for the purposes of keeping her on the straight and narrow, seniors accommodation, and that has been an extremely fun time.
Well, I'm glad you could bring the mood down to begin with, all of you.
It's great. She's not even old. She's just been given a flat there.
That sounds great. Actually, I'd love to do that.
That's a great deal, yeah. Where do we sign up?
Like,
yeah, she's been waiting 15 years, so she's very happy, but she's the youngest person in that building by a good 20 years.
Think of the sugar daddies. We actually have one viewer now who's not Nonny. Hello, Jonesy. A good old Twitch friend of mine. Check out his stream if you're watching this. No one but Jonesy is watching this. Why am I promoting it? Jonesy, go back and watch your own stream. It's good. But yeah, so Mutants and Mastermind. I used to run a campaign of this a long time ago. I have since forgotten most of the rules of it. So if you have played Mutants and Masterminds before and you think, oh, I don't think that's how that works, screw you. I'm going to make up a lot of rules as I go along. Some of it will be coming from the recesses of my mind. Which does exist. The way we're playing this today, Nonny, Glenn, and Tim will be playing themselves. I mean, hopefully at some point during this adventure they will get superpowers. They won't know what they are. They will have to experiment with their powers to work out what they are as they go along. They don't even have character sheets, I think. I've got everything here on an app, which I really hope doesn't crash. Otherwise, we are screwed. So this will be a lot of fun. Are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Good. In that case, let us begin. It is the first day of spring in Brighton. The sun has finally come out of its hidey hole, and even though it's still pretty cold, everyone in England and some people in Scotland have decided to go to the beach, because that is what we do over here. No matter the temperature, if the sun is out, the beach will happen. Nonny, Glenn and Tim, you've decided to come and visit James for a weekend of debauchery on the beach. As all my favourite Brighton stories start when we do this sort of role-playing thing. And you find yourself with James in the most debaucherous place he knows, a board game cafe on the beach front. Have you ever been to Seaside? As in C.side? Tim?
No.
I've never been
I
to
was talking to
Brighton.
Tim, who used to live here.
I used to live here.
Yeah,
Okay,
we both
well,
grew up there.
I don't like Glenn, though, so I was talking to Tim.
No, it's open since I left, and I haven't really gone back.
Cool.
and
Well,
seen around,
I will
so-
take you there, all of you there. This is going to be a future story. I'll take you all to this lovely board game cafe. Tim, as the expert on board games, what have you forced us all to play?
Gloomhaven. That is an excessively complicated game for a board game cafe, and therefore entirely appropriate that I would
I think they
suggest.
definitely do have it. They also, as one of the very rare board game cafes, serve beer and alcohol and food. So I would say it's probably about 3-4 in the afternoon. We've probably been drinking quite.
4 or 5
We've
in,
been
yeah.
drinking a long time to try and deal with the last 4 hours of Tim reading out the rules to us.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that none of y'all are trying to make me play fucking Settlers of Catan.
I think at this point we are all longing for Settlers of Catan.
You underestimate my hatred
That's
of
fair.
Settlers of Catan.
Let us begin by Tim. Would you like to just pretend you're 3/4 of the way through explaining the rules of Gloomhaven to all of us?
Absolutely. Okay, and that brings us to the end of Rules Chapter 4. As we move into Rules Chapter 5, we get into updating the element
Sweet
tracker.
Jesus.
Now, as you can see over here, we have the element tracker on your left. This is a game I have no idea how to play, and I've never played in my life.
It
so I'm
sounds
gonna
legit.
say-
If he gets any of the
Words
details
I've
wrong, and anyone feel free to point it out.
Every now and then, an action that you take will change an element that's active in the game. So
Tim,
when you do,
Tim, can I stop you
when
there? I need a toilet, and I've needed it for half an hour now. I thought the rules would be over.
no, the rules, my friend,
Oh,
have only
sweet
just begun.
Jesus.
Comfort break. Quick comfort break. We're gonna have an intermission
Yes,
to Gloomhaven.
can we have
rules.
play another game whilst we just process the rules of the game that Tim's tried to make us play?
What about drafts? That's
Yeah,
simple.
absolutely. I brought my Warhammer.
I've got the rules of drafts actually here. They're surprisingly thick.
I mean, I thought I was signing up for Snakes and Ladders. All right. This is
James stands up and goes to the bar and orders another round of drinks for everyone.
Oh,
I know.
Fancy.
No, it's table service, so everyone pays at the end. So, and then he goes to the toilet, leaving the three of you alone.
Well, I say we sit in silence until James returns. I don't want him to miss out on any of these juicy rules.
As you say that, you hear a peculiar noise coming from outside. Now, to give you an idea of where this cafe is, this board game cafe, you've got the sea there, and then the beach, which for anyone who's not from England is a lot of pebbles. And then you've got a lot of.
Anyone who doesn't know English, a
There
pebble
you
is
go.
like a small rock.
And anyone who doesn't speak, no, I'm not going to carry on with this joke. And then basically there's a line of kind of literally on. You can step out onto the sea shops. There's a kind of a big kind of wall thing, and then on top of you essentially is like a kind of quite a main road, which runs along the seafront of Brighton. And it is above you that you hear this kind of from the road. This strange noise.
Are we talking like from like the Odeon?
It's
Or the
it's
Odeon
kind
with
of the
cinema?
other side of the pier.
Ah, okay, like
You know, one day I'm gonna run a game that's set in Inverfucking-Ness. So
Well,
don't feel my pain.
Nonny, joke's on you. I spent a long time in Inverness when I was a child, and I have a photographic memory of the map.
And I will meticulously research
There
it
you
before the day.
Can you imagine Noddy running a game set in Inverness and we're like, oh, sorry, you mean High Road? Oh, yeah, I know that.
Oh yeah, that's just next to the old C&A, which never shut down.
I hate you all. I hate you.
It's fine. None of us will really do any research for any of these.
You kind of, as you look out, you see a lot of people kind of sat on the beach, kind of strangely wearing shorts, despite it being pretty chilly out, and literally every single one of them is looking back up above onto the main road. It sounded like a small explosion.
Like a...
No,
firecracker,
like
or
a large canister has exploded. And suddenly, as you kind of look up, everyone is looking up into the air. It's not sunny anymore. There seems to be a cloud that's growing.
I mean, I would straight up just assume that this is the nuclear annihilation I've always been afraid of.
Firstly,
I have prepared to die.
if it makes the beach a little quieter, it can only be a good thing, frankly.
Yeah, I just go and swim in the sea because there's room now.
So, just to confirm, Glenn, your reaction is to run out of this cafe, stripping off your clothes.
Yeah.
See?
I spot
Listen,
an opportunity and I go for
I
it.
do.
Please talk one at a time. No, like, so what do you actually do when you hear this? Noddy, you've accepted your death is imminent. How does that manifest in your actions and words?
I am downing my drink.
I ain't going to heaven on an empty sober. I'm sorry, I've had one beer.
Empty sober.
Okay, if I'm going to hell, I want to
That's
be
fair.
drunk.
Glenn, what are you actually doing?
I will just sort of close my eyes and whisper, "I'm ready, Death.
Cool.
I'm ready."
And I reply, well, that's good, because we're about to move on to chapter 7 of the rules, which cover the upkeep phase.
Lovely. I like that none of you have done what actual British people do. They go, oh, there's been an explosion. I'll go and have a little look and see what that is. Despite
This is not a horror film. I'm not checking the cupboard where the banging noise is coming. I'm staying in the cafe.
In real life, I don't do that. It annoys me that British people do
I
it.
genuinely was working in Hammersmith, and there was a bomb squad outside, and a whole email went around the entire building saying, please do not go near the windows. Please don't go near the windows in case a bomb goes off. Everyone literally instantly went to look out the windows to see what was going on. Like I was clambering over people to look outside and see if we could see the bomb going off. It's mental. But that's cool. You guys do this. Tim, you're... Sorry, Nonny?
Oh no, I'm saying no. You are right. That is exactly 100%
No,
what I
you're
would
downing
do.
your drink. Suddenly,
No.
suddenly,
stand by.
well, Glenn, you won't see it. Your eyes are closed. Nonny, you may just catch at the corner of your eye. Tim, I imagine you probably would see it.
I can read and look
So I
at
just
things.
heard a slight explosion, and the power went off in my computer. So that will be fun. That will run out relatively shortly, I imagine. Shit.
Like from memory, so you're just looking out.
The entire kind of front pane of glass which you can see out of explodes, and you suddenly are enveloped in this silvery mist. Everything goes completely kind of white as you black out. Tim,
Yes.
you wake up first. Your body feels very strange. Kind of as you open your eyes, you hear screaming. You can feel kind of the warmth as something seems to be burning nearby. But kind of all of that pales into comparison to how your body is feeling. It's like you've gone through puberty for the 4th time. It actually is Sunday, yeah. And as you kind of pat yourself down, you kind of, I would say, feel bigger than you used to.
I mean, that's pretty normal for me. I'm gaining a lot of weight.
Not in an erection way. I mean, like, you feel physically taller and larger than you were.
Not just around the waistline.
Yeah, but thank you for pointing that out, Glenn.
That's all right. I'm here to beat down your sense of self-worth.
Been unkind to me.
And suddenly, like, everything, like your head is whirling with a sensory overload. You can hear things, people screaming miles and miles away. And you open your eyes, you can see the wood grain that, like, minutely above you. Like the dust particles in the air, you can see all of them. It's a little bit overwhelming.
Am I still in the same place that I was?
You're still in the seaside. You're literally lying on the floor where you were.
In that case, I will stand up.
You do. You stand up, and you didn't realise, but there was actually kind of a beam that was on top of you, like that had seemed to have fallen from the ceiling, but kind of without realising, when you stood up, this beam flies off you.
Cool. I barely take any notice of that, and begin to sort of slowly make my way outside to work out what on earth has happened.
Outside, the scene is very different. There are a lot of people kind of running around screaming. You can see kind of just in front of you as you're looking out. Some people are kind of crouched on the floor, grasping their heads. Others are a lot of people have just ran away. There's a woman holding her 2 children kind of just off. There's like kind of a donut stand. You know the donut stand where on top of it there's a giant man holding a donut. It's just there, and you see kind of with your now kind of slightly enhanced vision that the kind of really weak, the metal structure that's holding up the donut man is starting to creak and fall forward.
I run towards the. Is it going to land on people?
There's a woman holding 2 children who are crying into her arms, literally just beneath it.
In that case, I run forwards back towards the woman and the 2 children and try and just bring them up over my shoulder and firemen lift them away, while a cat in the background.
I was really enjoying that.
Attempts to take a picture off of a wall.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's monkey. Tim, as you kind of run over to them, they look that you can see their eyes widen as they see you. They seem to be scared of you, and she kind of pulls away from you.
Tim's used to that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's fair. Particularly mothers. It's strange. In that case, I say, how far is this thing falling?
It's in the process of falling. You reckon you've got?
Is that? Do I reckon I could push it back up?
I don't. It's huge. It's like it's 10, 20 feet tall.
In that case, I'm just going to grab them and run. I don't care that they're scared. They can, if after I've saved them, they can thank me and buy me a beer.
Kind of as you kind of move towards them to kind of try and drag them away, this thing creaks and falls and is coming straight at you. what's your reflex? What do you do?
Try and get sort of like on top of them as if they're a grenade.
Yeah,
That I'm, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
I would say, can you roll a toughness check, because this thing is going to hit you. So you roll 1d20, and then I will tell you what your toughness is afterwards.
Indeed, Leo. Let me just roll my dice. Raise my dice roller. Tim.
I'm gonna go wrap my notes.
D20.
Okay, so you rolled an 11. You add 12 to that. Just so you know that the normal human average in this game is like a 2 or a 1.
Okay.
And because of a certain ability you have, it doesn't. Most of it does. You don't even register it. Like, you cover yourself over them, and you hear this crashing sound as this thing is now on top of you, but not a single bit of this metal has penetrated your skin.
That's good.
They are safe, and they're shocked, but you guys are kind of now pinned underneath this thing.
Can I attempt to try and push it off of us?
So again, it's always D20 in this game. And you might want to start taking notes now. Oh, you only want a 4. When you add 12 to that, and again, I think the normal kind of human baseline is like 1 or 2. So you literally kind of grab this thing and try and push it off you with far more strength than you ever had in your life. It is tough, but you lift it up kind of enough that this woman and her 2 kids run out underneath.
Oh, we lost James.
Can you not hear me?
Twist James.
Hello, can you hear me?
James.
Cool. You managed to lift it up as this woman and her 2 children kind of scarp her and pull themselves out, and kind of after kind of a huge kind of amount of effort, just kind of throw it to one side.
Pulls that particular. Listen. Every time you do this, James, you cut out. Yeah, you.
Am I cut out now? Cool. Yeah, basically,
good.
you managed to push it off them, and they are safe. I guess you're still.
I'm assuming a very, like, bad guy from Space Jam vibe. Right
You're
now.
feeling like a bad guy from Space Jam.
No, from Space Jam. Yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Please, can you act it out?
You know what the bad guys. No, it's just.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. You reckon you've actually now that you're standing up properly, you probably think you've grown at least a foot or more.
Okay. So I'm.
Exactly. Glenn.
Yes.
You wake up. You are. Everything's dark for you when you wake up. You seem to be covered in debris or something. You're not really sure where you are or what's going on. Your brain feels funny.
Oh no.
More
so than usual.
When he says funny, he means unusual, because your brain's never been funny, Glenn.
It's unusual. I guess there's kind of, I say, a kind of, not a headache, but as a tingling through your brain. And you've definitely got kind of another sense of kind of other people and their perceptions, kind of. You can kind of sense that there are at least 4 other people in this bar, but currently you can't see them. You're underneath this thing. Look, remarkably, you're not hurt, though.
I will sense where the nearest person is and try and move the debris away and try and get over to them.
When you say move the debris away, you mean with your hands? Cool.
Yeah.
Roll strength for me. You're a 13. Add 1 to that. Feel free to take notes of what your stats are and when you find them out. you strain kind of against this. It's quite several large beams on top of you, and kind of a lot of plastic, like a wall essentially has come down on top of you, and you cannot move it with your hands.
In that case, since I've found out that I don't have the same strength as Tim, I will just try and will the objects to be away.
Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Even kind of, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. As you as you strain up against it, I hope it doesn't cuss out. Then, you kind of relax for a second, and then, like a muscle that you've never really stretched before, you kind of try to just, with this tingle in your brain, you almost can feel like some hands jumping out of your brain, and all of this rubble that's on top of you flies up into the air, and then just hangs, kind of.
I can imagine, because I get more angry than I should at inanimate objects. Like if I drop something, I imagine I try to push it and I just go, "Oh, fucking thing," and then it just moves.
Essentially, yeah. You've never sounded angrier than that one attempt to sound angry there, Glenn. Oh, fucking.
Essentially, it's the plot of the film Matilda. You now have these things kind of hanging, kind of in the air around you. What do you do?
I very carefully lay them down, not on one of the people that I sent.
Cool. Yeah, you absolutely managed to do that. It's strange. It feels almost natural in terms of how you kind of move these things around. There's a few people who are kind of lying around. You can't see Nonny or Tim at the moment, and certainly cannot see the superhero who will become known as Toilet Man.
Are any of the people buried under rubble?
You can see that the bartender, that is definitely buried under kind of a lot of broken shards of glass, and like the back shelving unit is kind of collapsed on top of him. He looks quite injured.
I would like to. Well, you're not really supposed to move stuff if it lands on people, are you? I'll go over and ask if she's all right.
Hi.
Hey, you're right there, mate. You look a bit, shelled.
Stabbed, you're not meant to remove it. I think if someone's crushed, it's fine.
I don't think Glenn knows this.
Well, we'll find out.
Tell you what, Glenn. Let's see what skills I gave you. Roll. No, you don't have any useful skills. But
I could decide on a course of action, and then we could Google whether it was the right thing to do.
Why not? The guy isn't moving or responding, but somehow you know just from looking at him that he's still alive.
All right, you know what? I'll take the stuff off him.
How?
Otherwise, I can't help.
Cool. I just want to keep. I'm going to ask you every time unless you specify. Cool. Yeah, you with these kind of new muscles that you of your brain. Again, you look at the kind of stuff that's on him. Individual shards of glass start to come off him as well, as this the shelving unit. Which I guess where'd you put the shelving unit? Back where it was.
Back where it was, yeah, with all the stuff arranged.
Mate, the
on
bottles
it as
are
well.
gone. they're gone.
I just put the piles of glass that the bottles used to be in little neat piles on the shelf.
Awesome. You definitely do that. And what do you do with the man, who I think needs more attention than the glass bottles that are smashed? Do you sit there going, right, I think that one's from the whiskey, and I think that one's from the vodka.
And after doing that important job, I go to the next most important thing, this man's health, and I will see if I can heal him with my mind. I'm just trying out mind powers now, seeing what I've got.
Okay. Just describe what your thought process is when you do this. What you do with your with your body and stuff.
Essentially, I'm imagining the game operation and trying not to hit the edges.
With your brain.
With my
Cool. You can see he's got
brain,
lots of little kind of cuts and bruises all over his body. Do you just stand there, or do you try and touch him as well?
No, I just
sorry, we got a
stand there.
question at the back there. Yes, Nonny?
Oh no, I'm just saying that I looked up crush injury
thank you.
first
Good.
aid.
Yeah.
So if they've been crushed for less than 15 minutes, then you should remove the object as fast as you can. If it's more than 15 minutes, then you should leave it as it is.
Ooh, how long was I asleep
your watch
for?
seems to have stopped working if you have a watch. Otherwise, you can't tell.
I don't.
Your phone
Got
seems
a
to not be
phone,
working as well. It
got
seems
the
to have
time on
been
it.
fried.
Oh no.
It's weirdly everyone's phones fell in a deep fat fryer.
Yeah, it's not Edinburgh.
I nearly bread pizza for
But
tea.
when you lean down to kind of try, you can kind of see it. I guess you're trying to be quite delicate because you don't really know what you can do. But you can see a few gashes, and you kind of like they start to kind of twitch, but it's as if someone is trying to like just hold a wound closed. That they're not staying closed.
I will maybe go and I'll kneel down and sort of see if I can communicate with him in any way.
He's not conscious at all.
Is there anything around, like a sewing kit or anything that I
Glenn,
can stitch
I'm
him
going to
back
ask you
together with?
this with the most respect. Have you ever performed medical surgery in your life?
No, but I have had stitches done to me, so I reckon I could sort of wing it.
Glenn, if I just want you to say this now, if we ever actually meet up in real life and I get a cut and pass out, do not. I hope your first instinct is to not sew it up yourself.
Well, look, if you want a friend who will sit around and watch you die, then yeah, don't pick me. But if you want someone who has the guts
Glenn,
to sew you back together against
Glenn,
your will.
Okay, Glenn, you and I worked together when serious major incidents have happened. Who was more useful in those situations? With the greatest respect, Glenn, me or you?
Okay,
100%
Glenn, I
me.
just want.
I feel like there are some steps between do nothing and fucking
that is
embroider
literally-
on skin.
Word for word, what I was going to say.
Surgery.
Do nothing and do the surgery yourself. There's a lot of steps in there. You have been to. You grew up in Brighton. You know that there is a hospital not like a third of a mile away.
Oh, that is a long walk, though. It's up a hill, James.
He's
Okay.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
Trust me, I have walked up to that hospital when I needed to visit A&E after breaking my nose and getting lots of stitches. It is a long way. I would have rather
Yeah,
just
I'd
gone
rather go
home.
home and stitch it up myself.
Or done nothing, one way or the other.
To be fair, that's what I did when I got my broken nose.
It defines you. Lovely. Okay, so Glenn, you have spent quite a bit of time trying to find a needle and thread.
Yeah.
I'm being yelled at by a voice in the back of your mind.
to
Watching down every time you get the chance.
There's one in there. If you look in my backpack, you'll probably find one. Not that I'm trying
To
to
be
encourage
fair-
decisions, but
Nonny.
To be fair, having James here is kind of like my real brain, which is I'm putting ideas out and it's going, no, it's shit, that's a crap idea.
Nonny, you have seen all of this transpire, but no one can see you, it seems. You seem to pass through things as you try to help Glenn lift off the rubble that's on top of him. As you're shouting at him to take him to a fucking hospital, he doesn't seem to hear you.
holy shit, I have had this exact nightmare. Like being invisible and unheard in a public space was literally a recurring nightmare I had as a kid.
And then
That was my dream.
as you start to kind of panic, I guess, suddenly you feel a tug in your chest as you get pulled back into your body. Except your body is hurting a bit, not a huge amount. But
It's horrible then.
it feels like there's another presence in your body with you, however.
Huh. Can I talk to the presence?
Feel free to try.
So I'm imagining if I'm just waking up, I'm pretty bleary. I'm imagining the time that I woke up from fucking surgery and didn't know where I was and just started talking. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you? What?
You hear a voice in your head. It's a female voice. It's not Scottish, unfortunately, but it sounds kind of kind and disarming. Is that yeah? Why not? And it says, I seem to have been born anew.
Yeah. You what?
Hello, child. You seem to be in a pickle.
No, I'm in a wrecked shop. What?
Oh, do you
Who are
not want
you?
to be in
Why are
the
you
wreck shop anymore?
Probably not.
And with
no.
that, kind of weird images come into your head, symbols, words that aren't in any language you've ever heard from before. And without really thinking about it, your hands kind of move up and you disappear like that. Glenn, you even spot kind of a shining light underneath a pile of rubble, and the rubble kind of collapses in on itself a little bit. And you're now on the road above the shop.
Are there
Pardon?
coming? Are there any
Absolutely not.
cars
There's a lot of
coming?
cars that seem to have crashed. That you can see that as what looks to be a van seems to have been ripped apart as something's exploded out of it. And as you kind of look up into the air, you see all around you there's kind of a fog, but this fog it's like a silver mist, if anything, and which definitely doesn't look natural. And you see electric kind of sparking between the different particles in the mist. As you look around.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna try talking to it without speaking out loud, so I don't fully look like a crazy person. I don't want to give my game away that early. I'm gonna sort of in my head ask if this thing has a name.
A name? No, I don't think anyone's given me a name before.
Okay, I'm gonna call it Cal.
Cal. Yes, that seems nice.
Cal.
Cow. Cow.
P-A-L.
Percy Alpha Lima.
See, I said
Papa.
Cal. C-A-L. Pal.
No, Pal.
Oh, P for Papa.
Pal.
I thought you said.
Funny.
I thought you said C for Kappa.
Bruni.
Like cappuccino.
My God.
Cappuccino.
Pal. You see, go yes. Pal seems. Nice. Oh. I would look out for him if I were you. And out of the corner of your eye, you see there seems to be in the middle of the road, kind of about 30, 40 feet away from you, there's a man, or you assume it's a man, but they seem to have been warped and twisted. Their whole body has kind of gone a deep kind of purple, their mouth hangs low, and their arms have turned into these giant, long tentacles with suction cups all up. And actually they've grown, they've got more of these tentacles coming out of them. They've got like at least kind of 6 as well as their legs, and he's just screaming with anger and rage.
I dreamed about this as well, but they were of an entirely different type.
Nolly and I made the same joke from different directions there. I like it.
And as he starts screaming, his tentacle reaches out and wraps around a car and just flings it onto the beach. And it sees you. He screams at you.
I'm just like, are you okay there, mate? And I go into basic posture. We learned intervention training a few weeks ago at work, so I'm like, I've got it down. I've got my turning and guiding and everything. So I'm just like,
awesome. As you do kind of put your hands out, your hands start to glow a little bit, kind of with kind of a purple energy. And he's
that's you, pal. What you doing? What you doing, pal?
I thought we had assumed defensive posture.
No, this is de-escalation.
This thing seems when he sees the palms glow, screeches at you and starts charging towards you.
Glenn and I.
You think we can do that teleporting again?
Pal goes, oh no, I won't have anyone attempt to attack my new vessel. And these lights just fly out of your hands towards him. Can you roll a d20 to attack, please?
Oh no.
Oh, that's very good. You got a 17, which would be enough to hit this guy anyway. But you add on 5. Hang on, I need to remember what this is. Yeah, so I think you add on 6 to that to hit him. So that would be 23.
Is this entire one shot going to be me arguing with the voice in my head to not?
Absolutely. You hit this thing, bam, straight in its chest with a blast of this, let's call it magical energy, shall we? Now, you've hit him, but to do damage, I then roll against his toughness, which is a d20, which is 16, and his toughness is plus 7. So he got a 23. Now, the DC that he had to beat is 15 plus whatever your blast rating is. Now, your blast rating is, I believe, 12 to hit. So the overall DC is 27, so he failed by 4.
Sorry, blast rating was 12.
So the DC on that is 27, kind of in terms of toughness. He failed that by 4, which means he has now been. You basically blast him back. He's hurt. He's not out yet, but what that does mean when you hit someone and they fail by less than 5 is they have a -1 penalty to further resistance checks against damage, basically. So it means that if you keep on hitting him, he will go down a bit easier. Cool. Tim, this kind of, you start hearing these strange noises, kind of, because it happens all kind of very quickly, kind of above you.
I will run to investigate.
It's quite high up on the.
Oh,
cool.
I'll jump up.
You don't jump up, but you do shoot into the air. Approximately fucking hell. Like you fly up into the air and hover. Like you're about 200 feet in the air at the moment,
and just
staying
there. Where is the? Can I see what's happening down below?
You're really far away, but you can see it as if you're like right next to it. You can see this.
I see that Nonny just blasted back to this
Absolutely,
creature,
and you can see this octopus man. Feel free to give him a supervillain name if you want.
Professor Squid.
Okay, I'll just change that from what I had. Professor Squid. Okay.
Yeah. So I will attempt to do the same thing I did that shot me up 200 feet in the air, but in the direction of him.
Absolutely. So you're basically flying down at him, essentially.
Yeah, full speed. Why not?
Okay.
Head first. Eyes shut, first can't lose. That's the phrase. To quote Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Absolutely. Okay. Are you trying to attack him?
Yeah,
Your
with
head.
my head.
Cool. Do you want to roll your fighting skill, which is a d20, and it is +8. That 18.
18.
He manages to just jump out of the way at the last second. He's a slippery fellow, and you smash into the ground. But you don't actually the ground cracks around you. You don't crack the ground. As you do that, hang on a second. If you can make a note of this, your dodge is 8, which means that your AC is essentially 18 if you want to think about it in that way. As what feels like a car smashes into you.
Cool. I roll dodge?
No, you don't have to roll dodge. That's just to hit you. You actually roll toughness. So you add 12 to it as this car just flies into you out of nowhere.
That's 31.
Easily. You barely even register it as this car basically breaks around you, splits in half, and two halves of the car fly either side. And you look around and you see.
Yeah, I've been in car crashes.
Absolutely.
I know what you're talking about.
And you see what looks to be kind of a young-ish kind of teenage girl. She seems to have bits of metal stuck to her, which kind of seems to fashion kind of makeshift armor. In one hand she's holding a kind of a stop sign or kind of a giveaway sign as like a staff, and she's kind of just hovering above the ground. And as the car smashes around you, she kind of laughs as if she wasn't expecting that to happen. Glenn, you've heard a lot of commotion upstairs, and you haven't found a sewing kit.
Roll to find a sewing kit.
I will become distracted from saving this guy's life and go investigate it.
As you go stand outside, it's coming above where the bar is, kind of in your mind's eye, and you too see this kind of weird field of fog of a silver which seems to be just around you, and every now and again you see this little bits of electricity. It's completely blocking out the sun at the moment, but it kind of tingles as you walk through it. But yeah, you can as you look up, two halves of a car fly down and land either side of you.
You missed your calling, Ben.
Sorry.
Well, that's what I do, and then the world has really missed out from not having me as a superhero.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Failed to save a life and got a bit surprised by a car. Then I will. Presumably those ramps that go up.
It's a little bit further away. Yeah.
I'll try jumping first.
You jump and then you land.
Oh no!
I'll try climbing. It's a wall, mate. It's hard to climb.
Ben, I'm just going to suggest a phrase you can add to every single sentence you say.
Tim. Let's see if he can work it out.
I'm going to climb with my mind.
With my mind is the phrase I was looking for, Glenn. As you do, you kind of, rather than climbing with your mind, which is fucking stupid, you kind of try to jump again, but using the same kind of ability that you had used before to move things, you decide to try and move yourself. And as you do, you slowly start to kind of levitate up into the air. and as you do, you kind of rise. It's kind of, you're not kind of smooth at all, but you kind of float up, and you see this thing, like what's kind of transpiring in front of you. I'll tell you what, Glenn, why not roll a perception check for me as you're kind of moving up? You get plus
Why
10 to
not?
these.
I got a 19.
Cool. With 19, you can spot another person who seems to be floating, kind of on the road, on the opposite side of the road to you. This guy is kind of dressed in black, kind of with one of those long kind of leather jackets with lots of bits of chain and stuff all over him. He's also wearing a black kind of tattered top hat. He looks, in my mind, very Brighton. And he seems to be floating in like a kind of semi-transparent, dark, deep purpley bubble. And you can kind of, you get a vague sense of smugness from him, and his hands are kind of crackling. You almost think you can hear, kind of see him just go, finally. And then he locks eyes with you, and then this blast of energy comes flying towards you. I'm going to roll to see if I can hit you, please, Glenn. And because I know that you care, I didn't roll very high. Your dodge, for dodge is what it is 8. It's shit, mate. 8, yeah.
Oh no.
As if you can sense it coming. So it's 18 in total, basically, is what he has to hit. And this guy, for man is what he is, misses you. Didn't roll very highly at all, unless... Oh! No, yes, no, it's plus 8, yeah. So it doesn't manage. You kind of, almost with, you can kind of feel the air rippling around you, and you kind of dodge to one side out of the way as it flies past you. It is at this point, now that we're all kind of in this kind of fight together, I'm going to get us all to roll initiative, because fighting is what is happening now, and we bloody well need to get some order. Thank you very much.
Very well.
D20.
1d20, please. So I'll tell you all what your initiatives are. Glenn, your initiative is +2. Nonny, your initiative is +1. And Tim, your initiative is +8.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
I have a fighty build.
I made you to be like Superman. Because
Yes,
you're my super.
I mean, as anyone who's played Dungeons and Dragons will know, I never roll well for initiative, and that remains true.
Can you just, with those bonuses,
Still, you end up higher than me.
with
I
the
think.
bonuses added on, can you just quickly tell me what they were, Nonny?
So mine would be 19 in total.
I can't see what
You
I
rolled a
rolled.
9.
now.
You rolled
It's
a
just
9.
a picture of a dice. I
Initiative.
rolled 11.
And Tim?
11.
Cool. I'll let Tim go first because he is quicker than you bastards. And then 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay. So I have come up with names for all of these people, by the way. But I would like you guys to kind of come up with your own.
So can you just give us another very brief description? One is a preteen or an early teens girl covered in metal.
Yes, and seems to have like you get the impression she threw that with her mind, that car.
Okay, cool. So like basically any emo eagle. Right?
She's definitely not an emo. She's kind of wearing quite bright colours.
Is she more like a really aggressive lollipop lady?
Currently, she does look like a very aggressive lollipop lady. Yes.
Is it more e-girl or more scene?
I
My
don't know what
question.
any of those words are that you just said.
Well, I vote lollipop lady.
No. Like queen is like rar means I love you in dinosaur.
I'm still clueless as to what's happening right now.
let's come back to naming the preteen girl that
please do name them though, because I'm currently in the process of trying to arrange this in order.
What's the other one? It's a dude.
Yeah, he's kind of like
hat.
dressed all in black, kind of like steampunky kind of goth gear, and seems to be kind of floating in a.
Oh my god,
he is the beer.
He's
wanker.
like a beer wanker, yeah.
That's his name. He's the beer wanker.
10 and 6. So you guys are calling these, and just so I can get this in, Professor Squid,
beer wanker,
yeah, and
I'll leave this one to you two.
I vote the lollipop lady because it sort of sounds like a superhero name.
Yeah.
Supergirl, lollipop lady.
I'm just going to call her Lollipop.
The lady is very important. Lollipop.
Lollipop.
Him sound like even more of a wanker when he beats her up, though.
I represent the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild.
Tim's giant fist crushes her.
There's a play on the it's chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I am absolutely not going to make that joke about the lollipop girl.
Please don't. Nonny, you are up first, my dear. You have a voice in your head. Your friends are around you, flying, and there's a load of other people who seem to be engaged in nefarious fighties.
So just to so I'm sure, like, what kind of size of space are we talking about? Like, are they close to me, or are they like in my sight but quite far away?
The Professor Squid is probably the closest to you. If you think like there's like a kind of a road with two things, but like the pavement's really wide on both sides. There's a kind of like a sea life centre over to one side, kind of quite far back, and a harvester. Like there's other kind of buildings around, and there's people still running around screaming, and they look terrified when they see the Octopus Man and all this kind of essentially superhero fighting happening around them.
Okay, pal. Right. Can we teleport rapid fire?
Not rapid fire, not very far, anyway.
Like if can I get over to him, and then can you take me back if he hits out?
Probably, but it might take some time. Do you want to go closer to him? I'm going to say that this is happening in your head real quick, by the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna
basically, so you can move 250 feet. But that is your move action. So each round you get your move action and an action and then 3 actions and stuff. So this would be a move action. So you can teleport there, and then if you go, oh, fuck this, the next round you can teleport away again.
Okay. I want to get close enough to talk to it, to like try and talk him down.
Okay, absolutely. You instantly... it's kind of like you kind of glow, and it looked. You guys can actually see it. You can't, it's hard for you to see, but it looks like Nonny just kind of starts to glow in this kind of again purpley light, and then just kind of disappears, and then reappears kind of just behind the Professor Squid. What do you say to him?
I just want to be like, mate, I just need you to take a couple deep breaths and talk to me. What is going on here?
Cool. Do you want to roll a persuasion check? You're very good at persuasion, by the way, I decided. Okay, you roll a 2. You add 9 to that, though. Which is good, isn't it?
Okay.
Luckily, it's now his
Yeah.
go. So I can tell you what his reaction is straight away. I'm just going to roll
Fabulous.
to hit you. That's an 18 that I rolled. Is he any good at... Oh, no, he's not very good at fighting. But he tries to whirl around with one of his... actually, with several of his tentacles to hit you. And definitely manages to connect.
So terrible. Oh,
Your
no.
your dodge is 18. Your dodge is... So to hit you, he's got to roll higher than an 18. Nonny.
Okay.
Can you roll toughness, please? Your toughness is not good.
You know what? You've got these characters pretty bang on.
Tim's a blunt force instrument.
Anyone who's worked with me or known me as long as Jace has knows that is entirely accurate.
Okay, so this it rolls round. It's going to be a heavy, hefty hit when it connects with you. You can instantly tell this because you're not trying to block at all, really. Just so you know, the DC for this that for you to beat was 23. You rolled a 13 plus 0. Normally that would be 2 degrees of failure. However, as he swings round, it connects with what can be described as a kind of glittering shield around you, which suddenly appears out of nowhere. And Pal says in your head, "Oh no, we won't have that." You've got a mystical shield, which is currently protecting you. Cool. Tim, what are you doing?
Glenn and I were talking privately. Since we're acting at the same time, I've just been looking at the couch sheet, and on the back it has like maneuvers and actions, and one of them is team attack, which
Absolutely,
must be
if you want to do
simultaneous. So I was thinking like he could,
Character sheet.
Glenn could like with his mind throw me at the little girl. The third page of the character sheet is your actions. Just throw me.
I would like to heroic them.
Yeah. Before he does that, I'm gonna look the little girl in the eyes. I'm gonna say, if you think I'm not gonna hit a little girl, then you've not played recreational mixed netball with me.
Oh, that genuinely, I love this. I think each round, you have to do a superhero
Trash talk.
Yeah, quit. You're gonna do a Buffy style.
You have to do a quip. Okay, so you're doing a maneuver. Team maneuver. Where are you? Team maneuvers. Because I should.
79.
Come on, that just have the same effect. Just be with 5. Okay, yep. All delays to the same point. Yeah, you've done that. Each attack makes an attack check against the target's defense. This is fantastic.
If it's meant to be more like we both attack the same person at the same time with different things, then maybe I fly in my own power and he sends something in behind that, a double hit or something.
Or I just strengthen your power with my mind by throwing
cool.
you.
Well, if that's what you kind of instinctively, that's what you kind of want to do, that is fine. I will let you use telekinesis to move Tim quicker. If you will. Do you both want to roll an attack? So, Tim, if you roll your fighting attack, I've told you what that is already, haven't I?
Yeah, no, 8. Okay, cool.
23. At Lollipop.
At the girl. Yeah, Lollipop, because I had to make the line about mixed recreational netball, which, if you haven't done it in real life, is worth it. It's a good game.
Fine.
I rolled a 10.
Cool. I'm going to let you add your... so you got a telekinesis rank 10. Just so you know, that means you can lift up to 25 tons.
Which is almost as heavy as I am in real life right now.
Hey! No, Glenn, it's more than that. It's less than that, Glenn. It's a lot less than that. Jokes. But yeah, so definitely you far. I'm going to give you a bonus, Tim, to the damage. Or get so we'll use Tim's damage because you're the one that's actually kind of hitting her. So with fighting, that will be. Actually, no, I'm going to use Glenn's because his is higher. So it'd be 25 that she's got is her toughness DC. Okay?
Yep.
So, that is not good. I rolled a 6, but she does have significant protection from the kind of metal and armor and the aura around her. But even with that, that's still an 18, which means she's failed by 7.
Yep.
That means she has got 2 degrees of failure. So she still has 1 bruise, which means that she'll take a -1 to any more damage kind of rolls she does later. But she's also dazed, which means that she can only do a single standard action per round. So she doesn't have to move. She can only move or attack.
Cool. 2 degrees of failure. You got that at university, didn't you, Glenn?
That was. Oh,
He dropped out.
I only dropped out of my maths.
I only have 1 degree that failed.
1 degree of failure. The other one I passed.
Or some source sum. Cool. As you kind of do that, excuse me. Let's roll again. Oh shit! Got a natural 20 as this beer wanker. Blasts you, Tim, as you fly. Kind of, you look big and scary, and he doesn't like big men. Those are the men who bullied him. What happens on a critical hit? I think that. So, do you want to roll toughness anyway? Because it's.
That's going to happen.
Oh! Okay, Tim. You've just smacked a girl, and suddenly, I mean, I'm not even going to look at this because you failed by at least 4 degrees of failure. This massive beam of, well, I mean, it's not electricity. You don't really know what it is. Comes out of nowhere and literally knocks you.
It's a bit ponciness, isn't it? It's a ponce beam.
It's a ponce beam, yeah. But it knocks you off, and you fall to the floor unconscious or incapacitated. On the floor.
Don't worry, Tim. I've got my sewing kit.
Fucking hell.
No, you don't. That we established in the first scene.
You did not find it.
Yeah. I love that at no point did you think to look for a first aid kit.
Yeah, there were plenty of those strewn around.
I wanted
the idea of you just picking up
to say first aid kit, but I was like, no, that would be too metagamey and annoying. But I was there going like, those first aid kits definitely have steri strips in them.
I love the idea of you picking up a first aid kit and going, no, this is useless, and chucking it over your head.
Yeah, as he blasts you, this beer wanker says, "Who's laughing now, big boy?"
These are all like, wait, when you said teenage girl, how old?
17.
Okay. Other than her, I was about to say you're making these villains very sexy.
Cool. It is then the lollipops go. Fuck me. She's a little bit dazed at the moment after being punched in the face. So she only gets 1 go. But Glenn, you can kind of see like rather than pulling kind of metal, you can kind of just see this kind of force of energy that she kind of pushes in, and she kind of just aims it at you and flies it towards you. And does what's your dodge? It was 8.
It's an 8. 8.
Cool. She does does not hit you. Again, you kind of manage to just move to one side. I imagine that you've kind of landed on the floor because you're quite shaky. You don't have steady flight by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Nonny, you've just seen Tim get blasted off, and this guy's just tried to attack you.
Okay, pal. I feel like we need to take this guy out. Oh, I don't like this. And I kind of hold up my hands like really gingerly, like not wanting to look. Don't want to look.
Pal says, absolutely. I could also help heal your friend if you like.
Nah, don't worry about that. Len's got a sewing kit.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a better idea. Let's go do that instead.
Cool. You absolutely you disappear and land next to Tim. And you start muttering under your breath in a language again you just don't understand. Can you just roll a just a D20? That's 1 minute. Ooh, okay. Okay, cool. No, that is enough to wake him up. You are no longer incapacitated, Tim, but you've not healed all the way. You are staggered currently.
Dazed and him. Cool.
Exactly, yeah. And if you want to know what that means, I can find it.
Take a standard action and move at -1 speed rank.
There you go. To be honest, that won't affect you that much because if you're flying, you can move. And just so you know now, you probably will work this out later on. You can move 500 miles per hour, or 1 mile per round.
Cool, that's quite a long way.
Yeah, so as long as they're within half a mile of you, you'll be fine.
Oh.
Is there a modifier that I should write down for the?
Yeah, you should write healing hands 5. There's loads of stuff here, but don't worry. I'll if you ever play this game again, I'll send them over to you. That you've got, just so you know, Nonny, you've got a shitload more you can do. Actually, most of you do, apart from Tim.
Yeah, who is just fast, loud, big.
Yeah. Now that
That's Tim.
The Professor Squid. Actually, all of them look around, and there's only Glenn standing there now. And he doesn't really move towards you, Glenn, but these tentacles stretch out to kind of. Actually, fuck that. No. He kind of starts walking away from you. And 3 of his tentacles just reach out, and you see all these people that are screaming. You see a few people in the car, and with one of the tentacles, he rips off a door and grabs a man and a woman from inside, and holds them in the air, and says, "Don't fucking come near me," in a way which I hope, for Nonny's sake, wasn't sexy.
I think you underestimate how lonely I am.
That's fair.
I've been finding a lot sexy recently, and it's like,
if it's tentacles, you're going down a dark hole.
Oh, please, Glenn, let's not make it worse.
That was a poor choice of phrasing.
I will tell you the weirdest thing that I found sexy recently.
Continue.
Novak Djokovic.
No, okay. So I've been listening to the Max archives, right? And spoilers, but one of the characters in it discovers after a couple of seasons that he has the power to make people tell him the truth. And he sort of tells this to his pal, and his pal is like, "Oh, okay, well, I have some experience with this thing, and I want to tell you." But like, she's nervous and she doesn't know how to start it. And he kind of really nervously goes, "Would it help if I asked?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think it would." And I don't know why, but that moment was so weirdly intimate and trusting that it did it for me.
I don't have an erection.
No, me either.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's not bizarre. It was just strange that I found that so appealing.
Let's talk later, Nonny, at length. Glenn, what do you want to do? I'm going to let you go before Tim. You've got now it's a 3-on-1 situation, and the Professor Squid is threatening civilians.
I go. Don't worry.
3 bad guys versus 1 good guy.
I go. Don't worry. I'm not going to come any closer, and I walk backwards, and then with my mind attempt to crush his head.
I love that. Okay, cool. No, you have got indeed one of your telekinesis powers is telekinetic grab, which is a concentration thing. So he, I believe, has to roll to see how badly it affects him. I'm going to say it's going to be his willpower that he has to use on this, as opposed to his toughness, because that makes more sense in my head. Also, his willpower is shit. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I rolled a 5. That is plus 6, and the DC for this it's basic. DC is 20, so he has failed by 2 degrees, which means that he is completely defenseless and immobile. You grab him, the tentacles instantly wrap them around himself, and the 2 civilians run away.
I turn to the camera at this moment and go, seems like he's the sucker.
Fantastic. Is there anything else that you want to do, Glenn? You can move if you want to.
No, I'm good.
But yeah, you've incapacitated him for now at least, as long as you concentrate on it. Well, Tim, what do you want to do?
So just to be clear, which of the bad guys are out of action? Which of them are fine?
The octopus Professor Squid is currently it can't move at the moment because Glenn is holding him with his mind. The one of them, it looks like she's a bit bruised, is the lollipop lady, and the guy who knocked you out has been untouched and is cackling with laughter.
That's fine. I don't, because I can only take 1 action, right? So I can't take a move.
Yes, that's right. You can take a move. That can be your action if you want.
Yeah, but then I can't do anything. And so presumably since I'm right next to the lollipop.
You got knocked down back onto the beach.
Oh, so I'm miles
not
away.
Miles away, but you're definitely not. You can't see them.
Is there anything I can do to sort of like try and recover?
Yes, I believe there is. You can use extra effort for this, I believe. Let me just double check. Extra effort.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at my character sheet now. There's an action which is called recover. There's a standard action. Remove highest level of damage or fatigue, or make a resistance check once per combat.
Let me just check if it's a what kind of action it is quickly. So I know that the most fun part of anything is watching someone go through a book furiously. 1, 4, 8. Recover. You take your entire turn to try and catch your breath and bounce back a bit. When you recover, you can remove your highest level of damage or fatigue. Alternatively, rather than removing a level of damage or fatigue, you can choose to... Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, you're still kind of down. You can only do this once per conflict. And you get +2 to your active defense. Okay, cool. So what that basically means, Tim, is as opposed to being staggered, you're just dazed now.
Cool.
Cool. And just check the difference between those quickly. This is fun.
I can only take a single standard
What's
action.
Staggered?
Dazed, and I also lose
Cool.
speed.
So you sped up a bit, but you can still only take a standard action. which is what Lollipop can do as well at the moment because she is dazed. But only for 1 round. Is there anything else that you want to or can do?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Yeah, you got 3 actions. You can say something.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if there's anything I want to say. I've been hit, and I'm like very slowly superhero style standing up.
So when you wake up, Nonny has got her hands on you and seems to be knitting your kind of wounds back together.
Oh, so she can sew. I see how it is.
In that case, I will, in a very in one of those moments where superheroes do something really extremely cool, and then the other superheroes will go, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah.
I'm
Cheers.
Oh. Cheers for that.
That's cool. Glenn. Another blast of energy flies past you from. You really are. It's rolling really badly for you. And a car, but as you dodge out of the way of that, a car comes flying towards you. Or a car door, shall we say? It's kind of spinning like a frisbee as it comes flying at you. Can you roll a toughness save for your first toughness save? I think it says first thing that's actually hit you. So a D20, please.
14.
14. You instinctively throw up a kind of telekinetic shield around your body. So you add 11 to that.
Ooh. So is that
your
my
toughness is 11,
yes.
as long as your powers are active.
Ooh.
You instinctively throw up, and then a telekinetic bite.
That's where I thought you were going. Like, I thought it was going to be some disgusting power where I throw up mucus and it slows the door down.
So,
yeah, that's a physical tactical
you still. So you got that's a 25 then with that added on. So that the DC was 27, so you still fail, but only by 1, which is very good. So what that means is that you are just bruised. You it just means that next time you have to roll a toughness check, you get a -1 to it. As this door hits you, it's still like a shock as you kind of get knocked back a bit, but you kind of deflect it off this shield that you have created in your mind. And it's around that time that we're going to take a short intermission so that I can go for a wee and you guys can also go for a wee. If you're still watching this, Nonny, or anyone else, thanks very much for sticking around. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. But I say 1:15, why not? Thank you very much.
King when Nala sees Simba.
If you're just joining us live, we're just discussing which bits from animated films we find sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just hate
only parts that are animalistic. The humans, let's be clear, humans in animated movies don't do it for us. It's only
course.
animals.
I don't know. Flynn Rider. Oh, that hits me where I live. You know. Like,
Also, for the people watching, I did just put us back live without telling the players that we were doing that. They have not yet quite got the hint. But welcome back.
We're all playing along, man.
I can keep going. We can talk about all of my unusual urges.
I don't think Nonny minds that Nonny's watching.
I mean, in fairness, I think we could do a different Twitch stream about Nonny's weird sexual urges, and that would last several hours.
And I'll just point out, Nonny, before we go any further, that people my age, such as myself and maybe Glenn, maybe James even, are from a generation where very, very many women found the fox from Robin Hood extremely sexy.
And some men, too.
Plenty of
Fun
men.
story for those watching, and for you guys as well. I went upstairs to the toilet, and you may see I've got this evil genius T-shirt on here. My housemate went, "Who's evil Jenny?" and I went, no, try again. After 3 different goes, he went, "Oh, genius, but it's spelt wrong." And I was like, "Yeah, that is the joke. That is the joke."
The T-shirt is very cool and sexy, and also very funny. And whatever property it's referencing is probably absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I just wish someone was wearing it.
Thank you, Nonny. Tim, your character's dead. So you join us if you've just joined us, which no one has.
I'm slightly worried at James, like in game, because he's been at the toilet for a while,
smoking for a while.
In game.
Glenn, with his mental abilities, could not detect anyone in the toilets.
I did. I just haven't admitted.
No, you are not going to kill yourself in game.
I never said dead. He's just disappeared. I will say this: I know exactly where he is. I know what powers he's got. I know what's going on. If you ever want to play this game again, I have a full campaign planned out for you guys, which I will hint at the end. Sorry, what was that, Nonny?
I said I'm fucking down. I'm having a great time.
Awesome. But for people who are watching, our heroes, newly born heroes, have found themselves on the beach in the middle of a storm of silver electric, which seems to have given them strange powers. They are currently fighting some other people who have been affected by this storm. However, their reactions to getting powers were instantly to go on a rampage and try and kill each other. We are now in the middle of this fight where Tim is not looking great. Nonny is really excited, and Glenn is just dodging out of the way of pretty much every attack, as Glenn has currently got a squid-based professor, apparently, held with the power of his mind. So, let's go to the top of the round. Nonny, what do you want to do?
So I've just killed Tim a little bit. So I think Mr. Squiddy is currently incapacitated.
Well, you're not sure of that because you're kind of back down on beach level, street level, and you're down here. And the fighting's up here.
Okay, I mean either way, I do not want to hit 5 tentacles at once again. At least not without a clear discussion of boundaries beforehand.
That's an important message that we can all take away from this stream.
It's a very sexy game this week. I do like it. I think I might. So the civilians that I'm probably gonna want to go back up to street level.
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, I have a I actually have a question about the teleportation. Can the movement that I can do is up to
250 feet.
So can I put a condition and say I want to go up to street level, and if there are civilians in trouble, I immediately close that distance? Is that a thing I can
do? Not really. I mean, you can teleport up there, but you can't see what's up there at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, right, yeah. I'm gonna... Did I see the civilians get in trouble?
Again...
I say civilians, like I'm still technically a civilian.
You can't... you can just about see the back of Glenn. You see, like, a door just seems to have bounced off him. A car door. You can't see anything beyond that because of the angles.
I didn't realize I was so out of sight of what was going on. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go back up to street level and see what I can see.
Cool. You go up and you see that this guy he's kind of still floating in this big. It's not. You realise it's not actually kind of a kind of globe that he's floating in. It looks like some sort of kind of teardrop that he's kind of formed around himself, which seems to be blocking attacks and things. And the other girl is just kind of like thrown a door at Glenn. She's kind of still kind of cackling with glee. And the other guy, this squid, is kind of all kind of tied up, literally.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm about to hold this up. Just grind this to a fucking halt while I consider. I'm trying to think in terms of tropes, like what powers I may have that might go along with the ones I've already got.
You could, and this is going to be crazy, you could ask the voice in your head.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like, any advice, pal?
She says, the floating man appears to be using some form of magic. Would you like to stop that?
Ooh, go on then.
Cool. You then cast Dispel Magic on this guy. So I imagine you want to kind of dispel his floating shield that he has up. Cool. Do you want to make a ranged attack on him to see if it hits him, and then he'll have to roll to kind of resist it.
That'd be 3. It's attack modifier.
With ranged. I can never fucking know. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So yeah, it's 20. So it's plus 5. So it's 22. With that, it's more than enough to hit this dude, for sure. He then has to roll to not be dispelled. What is it that he has to roll? I'm making a post check of your nullifier rank in the target. Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically, roll another D8. It's a kind of, you've hit him, but it's like now it's like your wills are opposing each other essentially. You roll a D8, not a D20.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you add 8 to whatever you roll on a D20.
I mean,
well, he might roll real dog shit as well. Oh, he did roll dog shit. So Nonny, you got a 10. He got a little bit higher than that with his 4. So he manages to kind of, you can see him physically struggling to fight it off, but he kind of then, when he notices where it comes from, he locks eyes with you. Up to Doctor Octopus, Professor Squid.
For copyright reasons.
Is going to try and break free of your hold, but does not manage it. He rolled 2. So Glenn, you still have him there. Glenn, you get the feeling that if you stop concentrating on this guy and holding him, then you might be able to like throw some objects around, but you won't be able to do anything more fancy with it. You can like move objects, but you can't like throw telekinetic bolts at people, for example.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it my go now? I would like to throw some objects while still
What are you
focusing
throwing?
on this. And I would specifically. So I'm guessing since we're up on that road by the seafront, there's all those little shops that sell like Brighton Rock.
Are you going to use
kind of
Brighton Rock as a weapon?
I'm going to use Brighton Rock as a weapon and fire it at Lollipop to try and kill her ironically.
Great.
Cool. Roll a ranged attack, please. 12.
12.
You better have a for if this works.
Man, I'm going to give him so much. Right. I'm going to let you add 10 to that. Which will hit her because your move objects power or your telekinesis power is 10. So I'm going to let her now roll to defend against that. And it's at -1 because you've hit her already. So her toughness is... So that's 25, so that's 24. A lot of it hits her armor. One bit of rock specifically, bang, knocks her right in the temple. And she kind of falls kind of forward, kind of a bit stunned that you've managed to hit her.
I look to the camera and say, looks like the lolly popped.
That's beautiful. Tim, what are you doing?
I can only take one action, right? In that case, I am going to stand up and say something extremely cliched, like, back in the action, and I'm going to fly into the air with my movement action, ready to do something proper next turn when I'm no longer dazed.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, I think dazed should only last for this round now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, why not? I don't care. Awesome. And this beer wanker takes one look at you, Nonny, and suddenly you see something like a kind of one of these kind of dark black, dark purple tears kind of forming around you. Like he's trying to trap you inside it. He's clearly a fucking idiot. But that's what he's trying to do. Let's see what you need to roll for this. For some reason, it's not actually... Anyway, you don't care. This is a manifestation. Create 8. Oh, that's quite cool. Where the fuck is it?
It was really good of you to check all of their powers and how they worked before
the game
started.
I was great. It's just that for some reason on the program I'm using, it somehow deleted one of them. Cool. What is... Okay, but luckily you kind of sense it coming and you dodge out of the way because I'm rolling 2s quite a lot this round. The magnetic lady, Lollipop, can kind of sense that you're throwing rock at her, Glenn. She don't really like it, if I'm honest. So with her single action, because she's not dazed anymore,
Ooh,
She
he really
doesn't like it at all.
it.
This, I think, the first time ever manages to connect with you. She sends this magnetic energy flying at you. She's not even throwing stuff at you now. She's just firing energy at you. Can you roll a toughness save? Is it toughness? Or...
Oh, hey.
Oh, this isn't going to be good, is it?
Oh, no. My toughness is 11.
Okay, so that's 16. So you still failed by 3 degrees because it was 27 that you had to make. Which, I mean, oh, and also you've been hit already, so that's another -1. But all that means is that now you've got 2 bruises and you're staggered, dazed and staggered, which means that you can only move half your speed or a little bit less of your speed, and you're going to take 1 action on your next turn.
So you can't move and do something.
Yeah.
It's move or do something.
Absolutely. Tim.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Where the fuck are we? We're back to the top of the round. Nonny.
Nonny.
Okay, pal. I have a question for you. Can we astral project?
Yes, I believe you were doing that when you awoke earlier on.
Yeah. Can I make myself hurt if I do that?
No, and also I believe your body will be completely vulnerable.
You are away from everything.
Sorry?
You are away
She's
from
not
the fighting.
currently. No, she teleported back
She
up
not?
there.
Oh, okay.
I was going to attempt to freak out the ship magician.
Oh, if you want to create
If
you want to create illusions to scare him, we can do that.
Okay. Can we create an illusion that's inside
Absolutely.
his
What
bubble?
would you like?
What would he fear
A girl,
most?
a girl
Fear
coming
one.
onto him.
Women. Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with a very pretty lady.
who is and has self-respect.
Who is going to be like, hey, why don't we get out of here? We could have much more fun somewhere else.
You see, all of you actually see a kind of floating, very attractive lady appear inside his little tear drop that he's floating in, and seems, and you can't make out what she's saying, but he turns around very confused. And you can't hear what his response is, but he's genuinely confused as to why there's a woman floating behind him for the time being, and you can see he looks a bit panicked.
Desperately trying to think of conversation topics.
Do you like ale? Actually, how much did he fail by? I'm gonna do. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say that he's. So that's plus. Okay, yeah, no, he's definitely taken at least 1 failure from that, and his brain starts to melt a little bit.
I think he struggles to say something
I think women should be paid more.
Wow, you're really not like other girls.
I consider myself a feminist. I think okay. So this Octo, I keep calling him by the name I came up with. Professor Squid. Professor Squid. Again tries to break free of the holes that you have over him. What is the DC? This time he kind of manages to snap out of it with his tentacles. That's all he can do in this round, but you can see him walking towards you, Glenn. It's now your go. What do you want to do?
I turn to the camera and go, something smells fishy.
I like the fact that he's continually turning to the camera as if he's sitting on like one of those bar stools and spins round and round and round.
Professor, so Professor Squid looks disgusting, and as you do that, and he shouts at you, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" What do you do?
Whose goes in?
Unless your entire game was taken with that one quip.
I would like to.
Remember that Lollipop has just punched you in the face as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to continue a lot of the sweet shop and just keep trying to crush her under it.
Oh,
You're
picking up the shop itself. Okay, I can live with that. Roll to hit.
14.
Absolutely, that will smash into her. Oh, and she rolled dog shit. And it's -2 as well, so that's 20. -2 is 18. So that means, I believe... yeah, she gets... She is, just completely underneath this entire shop at the moment. You can't see what she's doing under there.
I turn to the camera and go,
I spin round.
don't look so sweet anymore.
Have you Googled these puns?
No, just it's my one talent in life.
Tim, what are you doing? Please.
I mean, I can genuinely believe you don't have other talents than that. That's definitely.
I'm just happy I finally found an outlet for it.
So I'm flying in the air, and there's a girl who's been buried under a sweet shop, a la some sort of weird fairy tale. There's one of the kind of men that I would sort of instruct all of my bar staff to keep an eye on if they entered the bar, being chatted by an imaginary woman. And then there is Professor Squid stalking his way, tentacles akimbo, towards Glenn.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to set the scene. In that case, I quietly say to myself, the only professors who get at Glenn are his actual professors on the course he dropped out of. And then I make like some sort of like charge attack, like fly towards him and punch him in the face or some thing.
Absolutely, go for it, Tim.
I'm gonna roll an attacking action with my D20.
Oh, that is beautiful. That's a 17 plus 8. That's 25. That will indeed hit. And he rolled a 17 as well. So for you, it'd be 23, I believe, which means that Octo Dick. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Your strength's fucking massive, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's 27 for his DC to do it. He only got 24, so he failed by 1 for sure. As you land with a crunch, the crunch is his head as your fist connects with his slippery face. Oh, he's dazed. He's totally dazed because he's already been hit a few times.
Cool.
Fantastic. It is this guy who looks confused. He's trying to chat up this woman. I'm going to give him a roll to see if he works out what's going on. He doesn't. He says, do you know the difference between ale and lager?
She owns a brewery.
I genuinely was taking notes today on the difference between ales and lagers on my ale and lager course. It's awful.
And this man sounds exactly like Tim. Okay. I kid. Probably a bit better than Tim.
Yeah, he's well spoken than me.
But your illusion has definitely confused him for this round at least. Let me I'll roll first to see if she manages it. Okay, Glenn. This shop, you can see kind of some of the. It starts to kind of the rubble that you. And let's just be clear: you've just ruined a small business by dropping it.
I'm a superhero. I don't have to concern myself with these things.
I've seen Glenn at work. He's already ruined a small business.
Okay. Glenn, you start to see it twitch a little bit as it's and suddenly these bricks like just fly out, and this girl, this 17-year-old girl, is just stood there, kind of breathing very heavily. Her nose is starting to bleed. She's got a cut on her head, but not in a place that's kind of awkward. It's in a sexy place, like all women get hurt in superhero films. It's like a sexy cut just there.
Well, now I feel bad as I'm confronted with the reality that I'm just wailing on a 17-year-old girl.
Oh, Tim's gone.
Oh.
Nolly, what were you saying?
Lost Tim.
We've lost a Tim.
What were you saying, Nolly?
I think, like I had the other night.
Exactly, when the cat attacked you. Nolly, it is now your go.
Can I see? So I can see Mr. Squiggity.
Yeah, he's now engaged with Tim, fighting Tim, who's disappeared.
Yeah. Do I need to concentrate on this illusion?
This
to keep it up?
illusion you do, yes. But I will give you a bonus to damage if you want to attack this guy while he's not looking.
Oh, that feels mean.
He just tried to...
Here I am just beating on a 17-year-old girl.
He literally almost killed Tim a few seconds ago.
But then, which one of us hasn't thought of doing that at some point, to be fair?
It's more like I'm just trying to, like, no, I should, but at the same time, I'm playing me, and I am deeply uncomfortable with violence. But okay, right. Can I hear him talking to the
Yeah, I'm gonna say
illusion?
yes.
Like, can I hear
yes,
him being
absolutely.
a creep? And is he? Okay, cool.
Cool. Are you going with your full magical blast?
Oh, all right, pal. We ready for this?
I'm already prepared.
Yeah.
Cool. Roll to hit. And
is that plus
that natural one you just rolled? Yeah, you don't hit. But the illusion disappears as well. So
right.
he looks very confused. But if it helps, he doesn't look sad because he's used to women literally disappearing around him. So
it's just taking ghosting to like a whole new level of
yeah. Is Tim? Where is Tim? Is Tim there? He's just.
He said something just before. He's still on the call, but he's just muted and his video is off. He said something, but I didn't catch what it was.
Well, I'll just let him know how dead he is, because Octoman's trying to attack him. You know what? It does connect with him. I'll roll for Tim as well because I know his toughness is 12. But Tim barely even registers it as this slimy tentacle slaps him in the face. I've got a text from Tim saying, sorry. Glenn, it's your go. Oh, Octoman, sorry, Professor Squid, says, why am I not as handsome as you? To Tim. Not you, Glenn.
You...
Glenn, what do you do?
I will pick up a fishing trawler from the sea and land it on Professor Squid.
That is going to hit Tim as well.
Oh, I will not do that. I'll just keep beating the 17-year-old girl then, I guess. Oh no, actually, no. I'll attack the guy who is now now not under an illusion that a woman is
Cool.
talking to him.
This time you kind of send a telekinetic bolt kind of flying towards him. Not like throwing anything, it's just a bolt of pure lancing energy kind of towards him. Do you want to roll to hit?
Yes.
Cool. You You definitely hit him.
Sorry, James. There's something about that reminded me of the bit in Futurama where they meet Gary Gygax and he goes, "It is well, nice to meet you."
So what's basically happened? Just so Tim's come back. Nonny tried to. Am I here?
Yeah, you're back. Sorry, you zipped out for a sec, but
this beer wanker was chatting up an imaginary woman. The woman disappeared as Nonny completely failed to hit him. He looked confused. As he turns around, this telekinetic bolt of energy flies into him and smashes him against the wall, and he collapses on the floor, unmoving. You've knocked him out.
And I go, my powers are what ails you.
oh,
Very good, you bastard.
That's really good.
Oh
God, Glenn is normally the worst at this stuff.
No, he's beaten us all. Tim, whilst you were gone, Professor Squid tried to hit you, but it connected, but you didn't feel anything. You shrugged it off.
Okay, cool. In that case, is there anything nearby where we are?
Absolutely, there's kind of knocked over lampposts. There's cars. There's all sorts. What are you looking for?
In that case, I think I would just pick up a car and just fling it round like I'm using it as a simple bludgeoning weapon.
Can you roll to hit?
Absolutely.
My weapon is an Audi.
Okay, I'm just going to roll before I can tell you what happens here.
Bad.
This thing tries to hit you, and you kind of look at it, and you're kind of starting to feel a bit more confused now. The car that he had ripped open to get people out, and there's no people in there now because they've run away. You lift it up and literally just crush him under this car. He's not getting back up. Not today. Congrats. That's.
I in a slightly gruff voice just say, "Puny squid."
Not as good as Glenn, though, was it?
No, it's not. It's not. But I was directly referencing an Avengers movie, whereas he was just making.
Glenn has his own material.
Yeah. Whereas I, as you well know, recycle other people's material. That's very much the source of my relationship.
Very eco-friendly.
Yeah, it is indeed. And
waste not, want not.
This woman who's this tween who's just been come out from underneath a lot of rubble. Did she try to attack you, Glenn, last round?
Yeah.
She failed, didn't she? She kind of looks around at all three of you, and suddenly, okay, let's just roll to see if she does it. Three cars come flying towards you, Glenn, as she puts this extra effort in just to try and move as much metal as she can aimed at you. Can you roll a toughness save, please?
Yes.
Bam, bam, bam. These cars hit you, and even your telekinetic powers can't quite stop the pain as they smash into you.
No.
You, I believe. Oh, you had you got a few minuses already, like bruise-wise, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm 15 overall, and then I think I got 2.
You got 2. Yeah,
things.
I've been keeping a tag. You get knocked to the floor. You are currently staggered because you weren't, and you've now got 3 bruises, so -3 to any future toughness checks, and you are currently underneath some cars.
Oh
This
no.
is the last place I wanted to be. Nonny. There's only one lady left, and it's a lady who is 17 years old and is confused about the changes her body has been going through the past 5 years. I think, in terms of feminism and sexism, I think it's only fair that you take her out.
I mean, I was gonna try and talk her down again.
Nonny, just if you can just pick up on the genre that we've got going on at the moment.
You were the one who said you're playing yourself.
That's true.
Okay. How James Benison, how long have you known?
I mean, I've been a victim of many of your magical blasts in the past.
I think there's an open question about whether anyone can ever truly know someone else, Nonny.
That's true.
Scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think I am to get into an honest to God
this
fight?
This is fantasy.
Yeah, but you said I was playing
myself. I forgot how good an actor you were.
Yeah, but a superhero.
Maybe the voice inside your head is just super violent. Kill.
No, you will not kill anyone in this game.
I hate violence. Kill.
Unless you specifically want to kill them, and then we have to have a serious conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like a 1970s comic where none of the bad guys ever die.
Yeah.
They just go, I'll get you next
and also,
time,
Nonny,
lady.
just to be clear, Nonny, this girl has just buried Glenn under 3 cars.
He can walk it off. Okay, right. Okay, pal.
In fairness, he does have a sewing kit.
The sewing kit is in my backpack. Okay, right. Pal, I'm not going to kill her, right?
Absolutely not. Switching to non-lethal mode. She says with a kind of like, you can see the kind of smirk in her voice as she says it.
She rolls her eyes invisibly.
Appreciate it, pal. Okay. Let's do that.
Cool, roll to hit.
D20?
Yeah. That'll hit. You roll a 12, and it's plus your range is 5. Yeah, that'll easily get her with her current poor life choices. Cool. This magic catches her. It doesn't quite take. Actually, no. She's got -3 to all of her rolls at the moment. So what is that? 11 plus 12. 12 is so that's 24. 21. Yours is. Oh, okay. No, this is actually hurts her a lot more. She gets. She flies back into where our shop used to be, and she is very much staggered at the moment, and is confused. She's not looking good at all. Glenn.
I'll just take energy.
So just to
under 3 cars.
Oh yeah, I am under 3 cars.
I was
I'll
just
move
going to
the
say,
cars.
Glenn, do you want to take advantage of a 17-year-old girl? Is what I was about to ask. But
Could I throw the cars off me and onto her?
Of course, but I just want to point out what her power is: magnesis, and throwing the metal things back at her might not be the best plan. But you do you. Roll to hit.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I mean, that's a really good hit.
There's nothing.
Hey,
Bloody mind.
That's -4. Absolutely. She's kind of like she kind of hits the back of this shop, and she starts to kind of pull herself out, and then as she does this, Ford. I don't know any cars. Ford. Toyota.
Focus.
Ford Focus.
A Ford Toyota.
The Ford Toyota.
2008 Ford Toyota.
No. A Ford Vauxhall smacks her in the face, and she's down for the count. You've taken them out.
I turn to the camera.
I turn to Glenn.
I have the drive. I have the drive to.
I turn to Glenn and say, I hope to God that's the last time today you smash a teenager.
Sweet Jesus.
And I say I have the drive to succeed.
You're stood in this absolute wreck of a street.
Not a smashing teenager.
Stop, please stop. You're stood in this absolute. Sorry, go on, Tim.
No,
You
you
see this
finish, go on.
absolute wreck of a street. This kind of silver mist, kind of still kind of floating around you. Every so often you get little. You've probably had little zaps from it every now and again, but it's not really kind of hurt you or affected you. And there's a kind of silence. I mean, this has just been like one section of what you assume to be quite a big event that's happened up and down the seafront, because this cloud goes on for miles, and you start to hear sirens kind of in the distance as they get closer to you guys. What do you do?
I turn to the other and say, "It's strange. It seems like the two of you have ended up with superpowers. I, on the other hand, am completely unaffected."
I'm gonna look for James. Where is he?
You can't see him at all. There's no sign of James anywhere.
I'm gonna start shouting for you, but it's probably gonna sound like I'm shouting for a lost cat.
That's true. There's
James!
James, here, bus.
James. A random man goes, yes.
Like, it's gonna take me a little bit of a while because like I'm bad with faces, but I'm like,
It's not. He's quite an old man. My name is James. Did you want me?
no, sorry.
As a teenage boy on the other side, he goes, I'm called James as well.
No,
Common name.
a specific one. This isn't a casting call.
A 4-year-old goes, I'm also called James. It's a girl. A 4-year-old girl.
Called James.
Yeah. My parents are very modern.
You probably shouldn't be out. There's a lot of violence here.
The sirens are getting louder. Glenn and Tim, what are you doing?
I think we want to not be here when the sirens get here because we have superpowers and the British government is proto-fascist.
I have a question. Sorry.
Go and ask your question, Nonny.
Hey, pal.
Yes.
Can we go invisible?
Invisible, no, but I do have a safe house if you and your friends want to go there.
Ooh, that sounds perfect. Does count as friends? I do feel really bad if we're just about to abandon him and he's dead in a toilet.
I can't.
Yeah, just
Glenn.
Just before we leave, can I borrow Nonny's sewing kit? Because I've got a guy to attend to.
Your Nonny can heal him.
Yeah.
A sewing kit is fine.
Glenn, you if anyone does go and kind of go to the toilet rubble, there's not even a body there. Like James isn't dead; he's just not there anymore.
But the guy I was trying to help earlier,
he's kind of actually woken up and stumbled off.
He's fine.
He sensed that someone was going to do some serious damage to him, so he started trying to find a hospital. He
all by himself.
walking up a hill, going, "God, this what great exercise! I'm not complaining."
No, he's going. Oh God, what a long hill! If only I'd stayed behind.
No, that is not what he says.
Stranger, heal me.
Nolly, these kind of again symbols, hand gestures, words come into your head. It takes you longer to do, but you in front of you cast another spell, and a giant kind of purple glowing hole appears in the sky in front of you. And Pal goes, I have prepared your Sanctum Sanctorum.
Y'all coming?
Yeah,
Sure.
Why not?
Cool. And you step
YOLO.
through the portal. And that is where we will end today's game.
Lovely. Thank you, James. Very, very lovely.
No worries, guys.
Do you want to do do a sign off? Do a nice sign off for the lovely viewers?
I was going to let you guys. I just wanted to see. Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yes, we did.
Good. Well, before my laptop actually dies, thank you so much if you guys are still here watching, and if the internet has kept. This will be going up on YouTube if you weren't around, didn't stick to the end. But if you did stick to the end, if you didn't stick to the end, how are you listening to this now? What am I talking about? I've been James. We have games every Sunday where we play random little one-shots. I don't know what we're doing next week because we don't plan that far in advance. But it won't be Mutants and Masterminds, and it probably won't be D&D. It'll be something cool and weird and fun. Thursdays as well, we play the Retroverse. Nonny joins in that game, and a few other people whose name begins with a D. That's lots of fun. So come join us then as well. Otherwise, see you guys in the future. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't really care. Oh, bye guys. Thanks so much. Bye.